Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. A lot of people were buzzing about Rihanna's new hair care line, Fenty Hair, especially the Beehive, because they feel like Rihanna is coming through and stealing Beyonce's sauce. Before I get into my topic, I first want to thank Babbel for sponsoring this video. Babbel is one of the leading language learning apps in the world. It is built by language learning experts and is scientifically proven to help you start speaking a new language in 3 weeks. There are so many reasons to learn a new language. You can use a new language to advance your career. You could challenge yourself to achieve a new life skill and feel more connected to the world. And Babbel is perfect for planning trips and exploring new places and cultures. It teaches you real-world communications, and its lessons prepare you to have practical conversations about travel, business, relationships, and more. Babbel offers so many languages, but I personally want to learn a little bit about French. So watch this. Le déchant, s'il vous plaît. That means, can I have the check, please? I'm working on it. And guess what? You can too. Summertime is almost here, and that means summer travels are just around the corner. With just 10 minutes a day, Babbel can help you speak like a local on the trip of a lifetime. And right now, when you use my link, you could get 60% off of your Babbel subscription. So tell me, what language are you going to learn with Babbel? Thank you, Babbel, once again for sponsoring this video. Now, after Rihanna made the announcement that she's dropping her own hair care line, people immediately started comparing her hair care line to Beyonce's hair care line, Sacred. There are some people who believe that Rihanna went and copied Beyonce. However, Rihanna has been working on this hair care line for 3 years now. She first trademarked it back in March of 2021. So she's been working on this for a while. And also Beyonce has been working on her Sacred hair care line for a while too. Somebody said that she trademarked her Sacred hair care line in 2022. And she first teased her hair care products back in May last year. So she's been working on her products for a while. And I think both her and Rihanna just happened to coincidentally drop a hair care line. I don't think they're competing at all. They're just trying to make money. Beyonce is looking for passive income, so her launching a hair care line is not a surprise to me, especially since she's known for her hair. Her hair is a part of her brand, so it was smart for her to take advantage of this. Also, Rihanna is fully invested in the beauty market. She's done makeup, she's done skincare products, perfumes. So eventually she was going to launch something for hair. Now, the Beehive was a little perturbed that Rihanna announced that she's dropping her hair care line. And they were more so annoyed that people were more receptive to Rihanna's campaign than they were to Beyonce's campaign. Now, Beyonce did get some criticism because people were like, well, how are you going to start a natural hair care line when all you wear is wigs? So Beyonce did a whole campaign showing her natural hair, and she finally got on camera and did a hair tutorial. This was the only way that she could convince some people to buy her products. However, people are not really putting the same pressure on Rihanna, and the Beehive is not having it. One fan said this: Beyonce shows her very healthy hair frequently over the course of her career with a familial history or hair care equals cash grab, not trustworthy. Rihanna never wears her hair nor history of hair care. Billion-dollar brand equals nothing. Y'all quote unquote relatable queen, I guess. Beyonce dropped Sacred and the makeup lady is now entering hair care. This other person said this was Beyonce's reaction to Rihanna releasing her hair care line.
See what you're trying to fucking do. You stole Cupcake swag. And now you all out here talking about I'm female rapper. You ain't no fucking female rapper, bitch.
Another fan said, Rihanna, this is weird. I'm sorry. Beyonce just released a hair care line. It's not selling, but why not let it be? You're always trying to ruin her businesses. It's really giving you want her man. I don't know. This other person said, Beyonce wearing wigs to protect her hair while being experimental with her looks equals people building dumb and ignorant narratives around Sacred and B. Rihanna doing the exact same thing equals people praising and celebrating her for the incoming hair care line while not facing any backlash. Rihanna releasing a hair care line just a few months after Beyonce is definitely an eye-squinting moment. A lot of people criticize Beyonce hair care line by saying things like she always wears wigs. But when it's Rihanna, I don't see these types of critics. Some of you guys are hypocrites. It just shows how much you hate Beyonce for no reason. So the Beehive is clearly upset, y'all. And I'm not going to say that they don't have a point. I do find it interesting that people have reacted more favorably to her hair care line than they did to Beyonce's, at least just based off of the social media reactions. And I'm cool with Rihanna dropping her own hair care line, but I do think she needs to get on camera and show a hair tutorial the way that Beyonce did. And I know Rihanna's gonna do it. I mean, she's a businesswoman. She knows how this thing goes, but I do think it's fair to hold her to the same standard. Now, I want to get into a more serious topic. This is actually very serious and very disturbing. The producer, The Dream, is being accused of some nefarious things. There's this woman by the name of Shanez Mangro, who goes by the artist name Shani Monroe, who filed a lawsuit against The Dream and accused him of DV and SA. She was his artist and she thought that he was going to do something for her career, but he basically treated her like an escort. He did some sick things to her. He was very jealous and violent towards her. And in some ways, he treated her the same way Diddy treated Cassie. And what's interesting is the same lawyers who represented Cassie is representing Shani. So that tells you something. There has to be a lot of evidence that they collected for them to take on this case. There's evidence of disturbing text messages between her and The Dream. In the lawsuit, she mentioned one incident where she went to the studio thinking that she was going to record some music, only for The Dream to lock her up in the dark and use her for his own sick pleasures. He would find ways to get her intoxicated, and he would make her perform acts on him, and he would record her and he would threaten her with that video. She claims that she was manipulated by him and completely under his control. She's from the Netherlands, but The Dream kept her in the States, and he pretty much controlled every aspect of her life. And she was basically nothing more than a pleasure tool for The Dream. She really felt like The Dream cared enough about her career to make her into a star. The Dream would always say, I can make you into something big like Rihanna and Beyonce. I can make you a big hit like I did for them. And she believed it, and she fell into the trap, and she said that she went through nothing but trauma. And it's being said that he used his corporate business to fund his trafficking venture. So The Dream was using his label Contra Paris to sign artists, but little did these artists know they were going to be used for something else. And what I found to be very interesting is Contra Paris was a label not only found by The Dream, but also Jay-Z. This was a joint venture, and they didn't specify what type of label it was. They just said it was about art. However, in the lawsuit, it's being alleged that The Dream was using this label for other reasons. He was using it to allegedly carry out his depraved behavior. And The Dream's label Contra was under Epic Records. He had a deal with Epic Records as well. And some of the executives at Epic Records overlooked his behavior towards Channy. In fact, Channy went to the A&R, Erica Coulter, and she told her about what The Dream was doing to her, but she didn't care to do anything about it. So it was just really a hopeless situation for Channy, and Channy ended up getting dropped by Epic Records because The Dream refused to turn in her project. He kept withholding her music, and he kept her on his label Contra for the remaining of her contract. And it was just a really traumatizing situation for her because all of her efforts went to waste. She was used up and mistreated and violated in the worst way imaginable, and she didn't get anything out of it. She never got a chance to be the star that The Dream promised she would be. The Dream promised her that she would open up for Beyonce. He promised her that he would write big hits for her like he did for Beyonce and Rihanna, but it never happened. And The Dream was really sick too, because allegedly he would use Beyonce and Rihanna a lot to manipulate Channy, and he would tell all types of stories about them. In fact, I'm going to read some of what was said. It said here, Dream knew how much Miss Mangrove loved and admired Beyonce as an artist. He regularly used Miss Mangrove's admiration for Beyonce as a way to manipulate Miss Mangrove, telling her that the only reason he achieved such great success with Beyonce is because they created a quote-unquote sanctuary together, which allowed him to know Beyonce in a way that others could not, and consequently, he could write the best songs for her. Dream explained that a sanctuary was even stronger than a spousal connection because it was about art. Being a part of a sanctuary with Dream meant that Miss Mangrove was required to disclose all of her secrets and thoughts and become trust partners with him. He said that his relationship with Beyonce was so close that he knew about Beyonce's pregnancy before her husband, Jay-Z. Dream reminded Miss Mangrove that she better be grateful that he was working with her because he was putting work on Beyonce's album on hold, and that if she wanted to reach the same level of success as Beyonce, she needed to become close to or closer to him than Beyonce. He said that meant Miss Mangrove should ask and follow his advice on everything, rely on him to be her main confidant, and limit her inner circle to only those people he approved of and trusted. Dream also told Miss Mangrove that if she acted right, he would share the specific formula he used with Beyonce, and that Miss Mangrove and Beyonce would be the only two artists with those industry secrets. Dream routinely pointed out that he can make any new artist successful, but he was choosing Miss Mangrove, so he expected her to respect him correctly. Dream frequently pitted Rihanna against Beyonce, implying that Rihanna was fighting for his attention and was frustrated that he was giving it to Beyonce instead of her. He said that Rihanna was begging him for good records, but because of his special sanctuary relationship with Beyonce, he saved them for Beyonce, and that Miss Mangrove could be a part of that as well. According to Dream, Rihanna was possessive over him and got angry when he worked with Beyonce. In an apparent effort to reiterate how grateful Miss Mangrove should be for the opportunity to work with him, Dream told her that Rihanna would frequently send him flowers and other gifts, and he reiterated that Rihanna had to work to make him give her hit records, and he was choosing to work with Miss Mangrove instead. In one of their earliest text exchanges, Dream asked Miss Mangrove when she lost her virginity, explaining that Rihanna had told him this information about herself, insinuating that artists he worked with closely shared such information with him. Dream led Miss Mangrove to believe through manipulation and coercion that if she allowed him to completely control every aspect of her life, they could create the ultimate quote-unquote sanctuary that would surpass anything he accomplished with Beyonce or Rihanna. When Miss Mangrove questioned the idea of the sanctuary or asked Dream to clarify what he meant, she would receive evasive responses like this: "I'll let you know after we win 10 Grammys together. Right now, you just have to be free and let me undress you emotionally. Dude, I can know what's underneath your heart." For a new artist, the thought of becoming the next Beyonce or Rihanna was obviously intoxicating, and Miss Mangrove was willing to work as hard as possible to make her recording dreams come true. This is just so weird and creepy. And what does the Dream mean by he created this sanctuary with Beyonce? Like, what the heck does that even mean? That's so weird. Now, I do know that the Dream does work very closely with Beyonce. He has worked on a lot of her projects. He worked on her latest album, Cowboy Carter, and he's very much in Beyonce and Jay-Z's inner circle. Like I said, he did create Contra Paris with Jay-Z. That was a joint venture. And even though this lawsuit doesn't target the Carters, it should be concerning because it's hitting a little too close to home. First, you had Diddy being exposed, and everybody knows Jay-Z and Diddy are super tight. Now you have somebody directly from Jay-Z and Beyonce's inner circle being exposed too. This doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. And there are some people who believe that Jay-Z will be the next one to be exposed. I don't know. But I do hope that if something is going to hit the fan, Beyonce has her things packed and ready to go. Okay, Beyonce, you cannot be caught up in this because people are going to say that you are complicit. So you need to prepare for your exit because it seems like these exposés are slowly finding its way towards Jay-Z, and it's not looking good. I'm just saying, it's not looking good. But anyway, tell me what y'all think about this crazy story down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.